Imagine this. You're on a boat with 21 people. A bit of fun, a peaceful journey, and everything feels normal. But then, the boat suddenly capsizes. Everyone falls into the water, and there are more than 20 crocodiles all around. In every direction. Just water, blood, and hungry eyes waiting for a chance. You can't swim fast. You can't run. There's just one rock in the middle, and that's your final hope. This isn't a movie plot. It's a true story, which took place in a crocodile-infested lake in Australia. So the question is, how many of the 21 survived? And how did that spine-chilling rescue operation unfold? This story begins in a remote region of northern Australia, where the lakes are beautiful, but beneath them, death lurks. The year was 1987. A group of 21 people, including tourists, local villagers, and a local guide, went on a short boat trip. The weather was clear, the mood was joyful. People were laughing, clicking photos. No one had the slightest idea that this journey would place them right between life and death. The boat was slowly entering Lake Mundara. From the outside, the lake appeared calm, like paradise. But beneath that lake were dozens of crocodiles, living far away from humans for years, but still dangerously wild. The local guide had warned everyone, don't step out of the boat, don't dip your hands or feet in the water. There are crocodiles here. But even then, one small mistake, and the boat lost its balance. In just a few seconds, the boat overturned, and all 21 people fell straight into the crocodile's territory. As the boat capsized, everything froze. People were in the water, clothes drenched, and no one knew what to do. The biggest fear, the crocodiles. And then it happened. The water began to stir. First one shadow, then two, and then appeared those sharp eyes and jaw-ripping mouths of the crocodiles. Screams echoed. Some tried to swim in panic. Others yelled for help, but there was no shore nearby in that part of the lake. Then, someone noticed, right in the middle of the lake, there was a rock, protruding slightly above the water. It was small, but it was the last ray of hope. Around 13 to 15 people somehow swam and climbed onto that rock, but the others were left stranded in the water. The crocodiles were now closer, and those who couldn't reach the rock were dragged away. The lake echoed with cries, and that rock had now become the thin line between life and death. Now, 15 people were huddled together on a small rock in the middle of the lake, surrounded by crocodiles on all sides. The rock was so small that everyone couldn't even sit properly. The sun was blazing from above, their throats parched from thirst, and below, crocodiles kept circling, as if they were waiting for someone to fall and the feast to begin. Every tiny sound, every ripple in the water, every moment only deepened the fear. No one had a phone, no radio, no way to call for help. The nights were even scarier, when crocodile eyes glowed in the darkness, and the silence rising from the water felt more terrifying than screams. Some people kept trembling, some kept praying, but one thing was clear to everyone. If they wanted to survive, they couldn't give up hope. 3 days had passed. The condition of those sitting on the rock had worsened. Sunburned faces, dry lips, exhausted bodies, and the most dangerous thing, a mind trapped between fear and hope. And then, a miracle happened. A fisherman from a nearby village found a floating bag and a broken piece of the boat in the lake. He got suspicious. Something was wrong. He immediately informed the local authorities, and within hours, the police, a rescue team, and a helicopter were dispatched. As the helicopter hovered over the lake, the people stranded on the rock used their last bit of strength to scream, "We're here! Help us!" From above, they saw a tiny rock and 15 people on it, like the last surviving soldiers of a war. The rescue team immediately realized this was not going to be easy. To descend into a lake full of crocodiles was like inviting death, but still, the operation began. This marked the beginning of one of Australia's most dangerous rescue operations. The helicopter hovered in the air. The lake below shimmered ominously, full of crocodiles. The rescue team decided they couldn't land directly, so they would have to pull people up one by one using ropes. But that was easier said than done. As soon as the rope was lowered, people used their remaining strength to help each other climb. Every second, it was a race against death, because even the crocodiles had sensed something was going on. One crocodile came so close, it leapt toward the rope. The helicopter pulled up rapidly, and the person was saved just in time. The entire operation took 2 hours, but finally, 13 people were rescued safely. The remaining 2 were so terrified and exhausted that they had to be lifted later with the help of the medical team. One member of the rescue team said, "Today we didn't just save lives, we saved courage and humanity." The rescue was over, But every story carries a bitter truth. In this tragedy, 6 people never made it to the rock. When the boat capsized, they got trapped among the crocodiles, and within the next few hours, they were never seen again. The rescue team searched the entire lake. In some places, they found bloodstains, in others, torn pieces of clothing. But those missing people never returned. For their families, this wasn't just an accident, it was the loss of everything. As soon as the news spread through the media, outrage erupted across Australia. People began asking, why was boating allowed in such a dangerous lake? Why were there no warning signs? Why were there no safety measures regarding crocodiles? The government launched an investigation, and Lake Mundara was declared a high-risk zone. Boating was completely banned there for some time, but those who were lost never came back. Their names are now inscribed on a memorial plaque by the lake, where it reads, "Salute to their courage, and a reminder of our negligence." The 15 people who returned alive from that rock were never the same again. Some would return to that lake in their nightmares for months. Many battled depression and trauma, and a few never went near water again. But some turned this tragedy into a symbol of strength. One survivor said, "When you stare death in the face, you begin to understand the value of the smallest things. A drop of water, dry land beneath your feet, the voice of a loved one. They all feel like pure magic." These survivors began visiting schools and community programs to spread safety awareness. They taught children, never take nature lightly. It is beautiful, but its fury can be deadly. This tragedy taught us that life is incredibly fragile. One small mistake, and everything can change in a moment. So friends, this was the true story of 21 people, where behind the beauty of nature hid the terror of death, but human courage overcame even that. This story reminds us, never take nature for granted, and never underestimate life. If you like the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. For more stories like this,